Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews. I'm your host, Matt Spease, and today we are looking at Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. Silent Night, Deadly Night stars Robert Brian Wilson, Lillian Chauvin.
And the more I kept doing the review, the more I felt a strange deja vu. Like I had somehow done this before. Wait a minute. I had done this before. Son of a bitch!
Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews. I'm your host, Matt Spease, and today we are looking at Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, released in 1987. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 stars Eric Freeman, James Newman, Elizabeth Kaitan, Frank Novak, and Ken Weichert. This film was directed by
Lee Harry.
And, wow. This is 180. You just saw my review earlier of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and you know how much I liked that one. This one basically, for about 40 minutes, you get basically a recap from beginning to end, basically, of the original film. Supposedly, from the perspective of Eric Freeman's Billy's brother, Ricky. That doesn't make any sense. Ricky was a baby when things went down with their parents being murdered by this man in a Santa suit. He doesn't remember that. He's not going to remember that. And he, as opposed to the way that Billy was treated at the orphanage, he was pretty much treated okay. He didn't have any issues there.
Other than watching this deaf man dressed as Santa being shot to death by this police officer right in front of his eyes. That's the only thing that ever happened to him at the orphanage that you could call traumatic.
And how the hell does he know all the shit that went down when Billy left? That he's going to be able to tell this Dr. Henry Bloom, James Newman's character. He's basically detailing everything that happened in that first film as if he was there to witness it. And he saw it all. Yeah. He was there when their parents were killed, but he's not going to remember that. He was a freaking baby. And he was in the orphanage, not having as bad a time in the orphanage as what Billy had when Billy was out and finally snapped and went crazy. So, after this whole 45 minute recap, basically just padding the runtime by just having the whole Silent Night, Deadly Night movie in the film. just a condensed little shorter version of it. You know, they took an hour and a half film and condensed it down to 45 minutes and then tacked on the rest of this stuff with Ricky here. Then you have Ricky, you know, you have him come out of the, supposedly, you know, he's telling about how he came out of the orphanage and he met Elizabeth Kaitan's Jennifer. And of course, Mother Superior is in this, but Lillian Chauvin's gone. They don't have her back in here playing the character, so you have Gene Miller taking over the role. And to try and explain away why we have this new actress playing the character, they make her scarred on her face. Like she had some sort of an accident in between. That's why, oh, this is how we're explaining that it's a different actress. Uh-huh. Pretty fucking stupid. Oh, so then we're getting the flashbacks of, you know, Ricky falling in love with Jennifer and they're planning their life together and everything is hunky-dory until Chip comes along, wanting to take Jennifer away from Ricky. Now, Ken Weichert is bad over-the-top acting in this. I mean, Eric Freeman is too, but his is at least somewhat entertaining and just fun. Eric Freeman gets a lot of votes for the worst performance in a film. Well, Ken as Chip is worse than him. He's got the, you know, the most over-the-top worst character, you know, in there. So the flashback to why he snaps and goes on his murder spree, the whole...
Punish!
Uh-oh!
I know how to use this.
What the hell's all that noise out
Motherfucker. Garbage day! Huh? No!
The setup for this is not near as good as what it was in the original with Billy. With Billy, it makes sense what he's gone through. Ricky has not gone through anything. Ricky has no issues. He seems like a crying little bitch in Dr. Bloom's office when he's telling the story. And then it starts to liven up, the movie does, after he, spoiler alert, after he kills James Newman's Dr. Henry Bloom and escapes the institution that he's in and goes after Mother Superior. Now this moment when he goes after Mother Superior would be, it's still well done. It is well done. I will give it credit for that. This would have been much better had it been Lillian Chauvin playing the role and reprising her role in here, because as much as you showed her from that 45 minutes of the original movie, and then when we get her in this movie real, it's this Gene Miller who we don't give a shit about. We haven't seen her doing all this stuff. We're supposed to just buy into the fact that this is the same woman. But spoiler alert, he does kill her, and he is eventually stopped and shot, similar to what Billy was, except they, you know, being a sequel, they wanted to up the ante on it, and they they made him get, shot in a much more outrageous and over the top, big set piece. This movie really needed to tone down its comical stuff that it did, because the original movie was not like that. It was serious. You had some fun performances in the original movie, but it didn't have this complete over-the-top goofiness that this movie has. So yeah, it really would have benefited having Gilmer McCormick return as Sister Margaret. Because without her in here, like I said, she gave a great performance in that first movie. If they would have brought her and Lillian Chauvin back as Mother Superior, this ending might have been a lot better. But it's really lackluster. So, my review for Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2 from 1987. I will give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Eric Freeman is fun in the role of Ricky, but I don't think that was needed for this film. This film should have been more serious. And don't bring Ricky in and have him do it, It just wasn't as effectively done. It tries to do the, being him, this character being pushed into this stuff, but it is not as effectively done, and it just doesn't work. Without having Lillian Chauvin and Gilmer McCormick returning in this, I would have much rather seen if they would have just brought back Billy, explained somehow that, he survived his gunshot wounds and was in a hospital and then eventually got put in a mental institution, and then he escapes to go after Mother Superior, as opposed to making it Ricky. But what do you think? What do you think of this film? Do you agree with my rating? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help my channel out a lot. Alright? Again, like I said, we are still in the Christmas season, so this is not my last in this. So I hope you'll stick around and come to our next video in this series. Anyway, I'll see you then, hopefully. Catch you later.